Welcome to the Ladies Kickin Ass podcast, where we raise our voices and honor the badass achievements of women in the service industry. Get ready for empowering conversations, inspiring stories, and a whole lot of ass-kicking energy. Join us as we redefine what it means to be bold, fearless, and unapologetically YOU, babe. This is your platform, your community, and your source of inspiration. So buckle up, get ready to rock and roll, and let's show this world just how much we can accomplish. Welcome to the Ladies Kickin Ass podcast. Hi, ladies. Welcome back to another episode of Ladies Kickin Ass. I have been really challenging myself over the summer to come up with some ideas that I can better help you with your service companies through this podcast. So one of the things that I've decided to start implementing is once a week, I will jump on here for 10, 20 minutes, give you some feedback, some tips, some tricks, maybe some ideas that I either implement in my own service company or maybe just some practical knowledge that you need to be able to build a wildly successful service company. So I'm really excited to dive in with this portion of the podcast so that I can help you with the things that you have lots of questions about. If there's something that is super on your mind and you're like, somebody please just tell me how to get started on this, then I want to talk to you. Shoot me a message through Instagram, DM me, or you can send it to Tanya at ladieskickinass.com. And I would love to be able to address the things that you are struggling with or that you really need help or inspiration with in your business. But today, because this pops up often in the community, is what is branding? What is, how do I get found online? How do I set up a website? Like people that are just getting into the service industry, they have a lot of questions. But one thing I want to focus on, because there are so many different aspects of that, is the importance of establishing yourself as an authority in your industry. And the number one way to do that is asking and getting reviews from your customers that you service. So today we're going to explore 5 compelling reasons why reviews matter, and then reveal the best strategy that I use inside of my company to be able to get those reviews. It's actually 2 parts, so stick around till the end. I promise you it will be worth it. But reason number 1 that you want to start getting reviews is it establishes trust and credibility. You can put all kinds of stuff on your website, and people are smart enough at this point now that they go, well, duh. It's something that I heard from my previous business coach, Jeff Heggie, and dear friend of mine. It was very interesting. He's like, how many times do you get on to like a service company website and they're like, licensed, bonded, insured. We are great. We have integrity. Our guys are clean. We do this. Well, duh. You should always do those things. What sets you apart? Nothing sets you apart more than having excellent and numerous reviews from customers that you have serviced. So reviews to me are like a golden ticket for building trust and credibility with potential clients. It is the number one reason why my septic company gets as many jobs as it does, is because we have so many reviews online and they're highly satisfied customers. It is also something that is incredibly important, engaging what's going on with your team and how people are receiving the way you do service with them. It's incredibly important to build trust. People will look at and want to see reviews from a variety of different people. So let's take this for example. If Joe Schmo has a landscaping company and he has 5-star reviews, and Cindy Lou Who over here has 250 reviews, and she's at 4.6. Which one are you going to pick? I know for sure, and statistically, most people will go with Cindy Lou Who because she's had more jobs. And depending upon what those negative reviews were that took her to the 4.6 and how she responded to those, will be a big indicator on which one they'll pick. Typically, people want more experience with a pretty good reception from people versus These guys must be new and their family just left them 5 reviews. See what I'm saying? Like, you just don't know at that point. You don't know if they're legit because there isn't enough. I look online in my industry and I look at the competitors in my industry, and I know companies that have been in business for over 20 years that have like 11 reviews. And those companies are going to start getting phased out because what used to be, I just do word of mouth, that's all I do for advertising, your buyers are changing. The word of mouth people aren't going to be around as long anymore. It's a new clientele that you are going to be selling your services to. And do you know what that clientele looks for? They look for online reviews. In the Amazon world that we live in today, reviews are more important, I believe, than even what your website is, because people want to know what other people's experience was with your company. Establishing trust and credibility is what gets someone to pick up the phone and give you a call to get pricing to potentially hire you. So let's work on building that so that you have powerful social proof that you are the best company to choose for the job that needs to be done. Okay. Reason number 2 is it will boost your online visibility and it is great for SEO. Now, if you don't know what SEO is, it's search engine optimization. And if you need a definition past that, it's the ability for someone to be able to organically find your website. What does that mean? That means that no one is paying to get to your website via an ad that you're paying for, but rather you're just showing up in a top Google search because your content's great, that you have earned one of those top ranking spots. How many of you actually go to page 2 of Google? I haven't been to page 2 of Google in I can't tell you how long. I don't even go past the first page of Amazon anymore. It's like, oh, I got to go to another page. So you definitely want to always be working on your SEO, always be working on boosting your online visibility. Search engines like Google consider customer reviews when determining that search ranking. Having a substantial number of positive reviews can propel your service company to the top of the search results, obviously making it easier for people to find you. Now, there's been a question, and I often pause here because people think, well, Joe Schmo with 5 is going to pop up before Cindy Lou Who with 4.6 because he has a better ranking. Not true. Because Google looks at it as if this one is much more established. It gets more traction. It gets more traffic because there's more reviews. So even though her star rating is lower than Joe Schmo's, this one's going to pop up first. Very interesting. Also very important because I know a lot of people are scared to ask for reviews because they're like, what if I get a bad review? What if you do? It's a learning opportunity for you to educate not only the person that left the bad review or correct behavior in your company, but it is also a way for your potential future clients to be able to see how you will handle something if they happen to have an issue as well. Now, if you have, I know there's people in my industry that have really shitty reviews. They haven't responded to any of them. Or you'll see people, I'm sure, like through Facebook, if you're part of business groups too, that will say, I got this bad review. What should I do? I want to tell them to, fuck off or whatever, like walk away from your computer. Don't you dare do that. It is very important that you use that as an apology method and also educate them on how you're going to do better, or educate them on something maybe they didn't understand about the job or were unhappy about because it didn't go to their favor, and use that in your explanation. I'll give you an example of this. I have had a bad review with my septic company because my technicians left and they didn't feel like they were communicated with well enough that their lawn was not going to look exactly the same as it did when we left as it did when they got there. Common sense would say we're digging up the yard. It's probably not going to look the same. but they felt like that was not communicated to them properly. So for me, in my response, it goes back, I apologize for the oversight and communication. It should have been communicated more. This is an excellent opportunity for you to also consider putting risers on your septic tank so we don't have to dig it up again next year. So I used it as a selling opportunity. And also, thank you for giving me feedback so that we are always looking to improve our operation, and this helps give us feedback to give to our technicians for future jobs. We appreciate you. And then write a handwritten note and send it to them. I've had people take them down just because of doing that. Now, I've also had the contrary of that too, which was just a pissed off real estate agent because they really wanted to sell this house and it had a failed septic system in it. The tank had a freaking hole in it and they wanted me to write it off anyways. And my technician was like, no, we don't do that. We're out here as eyes and ears for the buyer of this property to let them know what they're getting. That is not an ethical thing to do. I'm not going to do that. Even after this real estate agent bribed my technician with money to pass it, my technician still said no because he knows his license is on the line. And he's also part of an organization that he cares about. So he didn't do that. And so what happened is that the real estate agent reached out to my office and said, I'm going to leave you guys a bad review unless you do XYZ. And we said, sorry, we're not doing XYZ. That's not ethical. So guess what we got? A really bad, abusive review. But do you know what I did with that review? I took the opportunity to educate him, not only on the fact that he should be held to a standard of morals and ethics, which I know you are as a real estate agent, but also that we do the same in our company. And no amount of bribery in the field or bribery inside of the office with leaving a bad review is going to change the way that I run my business. Do you know that I've gotten jobs booked with my company because people have checked out our reviews and read the way I responded to that review and decided to hire us? It's all in the way that you handle those reviews. That is something that gives that customer that reads that review like, wow, that was a really shitty review, and they held great space for it, used an education piece, and then wished them well on their way and wished them well with the home sale, even though they were such a jerk to them. It talks a lot about the integrity of a company, and that means a lot to people more than ever before in the history of hiring service companies. Reason number 3 for getting reviews is getting very, very, very valuable feedback as to what your customers value with your service. So reviews offer more than just praise. They give us insight as to where our strengths and weaknesses are in our team. In my septic company, I can go in and look at my reviews, and without a doubt, anyone that didn't know anything about my company would be able to say, they really care about educating their customers on the system. They really take time. Man, Keith must be a hell of an employee because he gets a lot of reviews. Man, their scheduling must be super simple because I see a lot of people talking about how it was hassle-free and that they were able to make an easy appointment. Thank you so much for walking me through things. Thank you so much for going above and beyond. That builds trust, not only within your team, but within who you're trying to market your service to. I love the feedback. And this is where I go back to thing we're talking about number 2. It is important that you get all the reviews. Now, I know you can use software that like blocks out the bad ones and it won't post them. That's bullshit. Because anybody that's been in business for a certain amount of time is going to have that caring customer it's just going to happen, right? And it's an education moment if you allow it to be. It will define the way you are perceived as being a really awesome company to work with and your integrity level within that service industry. So make sure that you let them all come through. If you get a negative review, walk away, come back, type it up. If you can't think of anything nice to say, type up your feelings, put it in Chat GPT, and allow it to write you a review reply. It's really good at it. And trust me, I've done that more than once. Reason number 4 is it influences purchasing decisions. How many of you get on Amazon and you've got something of the same price and you're like, I don't know. It's pretty close with reviews. What should I do? I don't know. That's when they dive in and read the comments. That's what's going to happen when people are contemplating between your service and someone else's service as well. When they see the positive experiences, when they see that people have responded to the customers leaving the messages, this builds confidence in them choosing your company. You definitely want to respond not only to the bad reviews, but also to the positive reviews. Now, there are tons of softwares, tons of review platforms that you can purchase subscriptions to that can help you with all this stuff, that can help keep them organized. So for any review that comes in from any kind of review spot, Yelp, Google, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, recommendations on Facebook. I'm sure there's plenty of other places. Angie's List, Home Advisor, things like that. They can all come into one central area so you can respond to them all at one time. That's great. And it's really worth the price if you have the ability to be able to pay for that. I personally use one myself, and we'll talk about that a little bit later down as we get through these reasons. But negative reviews, also very important that you respond to those. The difference between them picking you and someone else literally will be what customers write in the review, how specific they are, and also your response to those reviews. Even as much, there has been research done with this, that even as much people will check to see if people mention other people's names in the reviews, and that is a determining factor. So what we train our team to do is that when they are asking for a review or asking to please leave a review, they say, my name is Keith. This is Josh. We'd really appreciate it if you could leave us a review, mention our name. It really helps our owner know what's going on out in the field, and we can get a little bonus for that. And so we'd really appreciate it if you could help us out that way. Something like that is really awesome, because if they've done a great job and they want to leave them a review, they'll definitely put the name in there. If you leave them business cards, leave them something so that they know who to talk about in the review. It makes a big difference when they can see that a business is alive with real people, and it's not like 5-star, 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 no comments, nothing to read, no context around the 5 stars. They're going to pick the one that's got the explanations and the responses to the reviews all day long. Reason number 5 is that it fosters customer engagement. So encouraging reviews can create a two-way communication channel. And you know what? As an owner of the business, you're not always in every single one of those jobs every day. You're not. If you have technicians out in the field, I don't know what 3 people's different jobs are every single day and what happened at the end of every single one of those jobs. And who the review was being left from. Sometimes their Google profile is different than their customer profile that I have for them, and I just don't know. But when they talk about the situation of which they dealt with one of my technicians, I can look at the schedule and know exactly who it is, which technician it was, and what job it was for. And that's really, really awesome. And then I can respond back to them. So something that's really important when you are doing the responses back to them, that just a little tip that we do with our company, is that if you leave a review, when the guys are out in the field and they talk to the customers and ask them to leave a review, they can tell them, we'd really appreciate if you could leave us a review, tell us about our service. Our boss really loves to hear how we're doing out here. I'm Keith. This is Josh. If you want to go ahead and leave that review while we're still here, we have a little swag bag for you in the truck we'd love to be able to give to you. And it's just a little thing that's got a couple of like beer koozies in it. And there's like a coffee card that's inside of there, some fun stickers that we have, and a couple of pens and just some little knick-knacky stuff. Or we give them a t-shirt if they would rather have a t-shirt. Or if they leave us a really good review, we give them both of them, one of those things. Just incentivize your technicians to be able to do that. Also, on top of that, if they leave a review even after we leave, or if they leave a review at all, I will also follow up as the owner with a handwritten note and send it to them. Do you know how many people don't get any of that stuff ever in their mailboxes? It's kind of unheard of anymore. And I know it's a little bit old-fashioned and it does take some time, but how many people do you think they're going to tell about my service when they get this like magical note that shows up that just says, I appreciate you and thank you for your business because you're helping my small business dream grow and our community grow. And I would appreciate any referrals that you can send our way. We look forward to working with you in 3 years when you need to have your tank pumped again. It's going to go so freaking far. It's like magical. It's that one extra thing. Go the extra mile. It's never crowded there. You will stand out among any of your competitors. I promise you, if you would adopt that one thing. Another thing that I would very much recommend that you do is that you incentivize your team with something, however you want to handle it, if their customer leaves a review. And so what I would like to kind of get into with that is the best way that we ask for reviews is that we ask on the job site and we incentivize. So we have personalized text messages that go out as soon as our technician out in the field hits job is finished. A text message is sent to the customer with a link that asks them to tell us about their service that they had today. And it's not something just super generic that looks like a computer generated it and it's an automation, even though it is. It has a really awesome picture of our entire team on there talking about how much the review helps our small business grow. People connect with small business because they want to see small business and grow. They want to see people flourish with that. It's the American dream that people have a small business and people want to support that. There's a connection there. So be sure to automate the way that you do this. That automation goes out. My guys have now went up to the house, talked to the homeowner, said, we're done with the job, explained to him what happened. Oh, and by the way, you're going to get a link. They've already got it. You're going to get a link that will ask you to leave us a review. I'm Keith. This is Josh. Please go ahead and leave us a review. Oh, and you know what? If you want to do it here, I have a free t-shirt or a little goodie bag for you that I'd be more than happy to go out in the truck and grab for you. People are like, cool. People ask us all the time for our t-shirts. Our t-shirts say we do epic shit on them because, you got to have fun with the septic company. So people ask us for our t-shirts all the time. So it's really cool. Like, leave us a review. We'll give you a t-shirt, like make it fun, make it a competition. I then use an employee recognition. I wanted to say recommendation. Close. An employee recognition program. I'll put the link to it in the show notes. But inside of that, anytime one of the technicians or even someone in my office gets a really awesome review for the way that they went above and beyond for their job, they get incentivized as well. And put it at different levels. The way I have mine set up is if they leave just a 5-star review and it's your customer, you get $10. If they leave a review with wording in it, you get $25. If they leave a review with a conversation or a paragraph or a couple of sentences about the service that was given and they mention your name in it, you get $50. The reason for that being, go back and listen to the beginning of this podcast. It all comes together. Incentivize your team. That $50 that I spend is giving me a marketing lead that I can now use for content creation, I own it. It will live on forever. I can put it on my website. I can put it on social media. I can promote it all over the place. It's online and will live there forever. And it is worth way less than oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. It's Friday. So much less of a cost than some of the ways that you get customer leads. You know, sometimes customer acquisition charges are like $100, in the service industry. This lives on in infamy, and it is worth more than any whole lead whatsoever that comes into your office. It will pay off for you every single time. So incentivize your team to get those reviews. It's really cool. My guys have 3 to 4 jobs a day. But if they got a review that had their name in it every single day, they would be making $150 to $200. You know what? That lowers my marketing budget, because if I've got that many great reviews, I don't have to be spending so much money because people are picking me. It's pretty awesome. So in closing here, I just want to go back, recap this a little bit. If you have any questions, I would be more than happy to walk through this with you. I'm super excited. I have a fun announcement at the end of this that we're going to talk about. But just to rehash this, reason number 1 you want to have reviews is it establishes trust and credibility. People will trust you if you have more reviews. Reason 2, it boosts your online visibility and SEO towards your website. Number 3, you gain valuable feedback from your customers and your team. And number 4, it influences purchasing decisions. Why them? Why us? Reason number 5 is fosters customer engagement, and you are able to make your business human in all of this. The best way to get those reviews, automate it. Make sure everyone that you do service with gets a review request, and it's a simple link that takes it right there to them. And then make sure that you incentivize them, both the customer to leave the review and your team member to ask for it. It is a huge game changer in your business. I can't tell you how many, at least a few jobs a day in my office are booked because they saw our reviews and they really liked what they had to read on there. So be sure to, if you are not asking for reviews yet, that this is something that you put at the top of your priority list. The system that I use to be able to get reviews is a program called Podium. I will put my link in the bottom of the show notes for you if you would like to use it. You do get a great incentive if you use that link to be able to try it free for 14 days. It's something, definitely give it a shot. See what it does. If you're using a CRM program, you can have it set up within like 15 minutes. It's so incredibly cool. Just see what it does for you. I promise it will make a world of difference. Podium is very powerful and can give you a whole bunch of other options for your business, but you must automate your reviews. So you're asking of reviews so that you make sure that you're not missing an opportunity to get one from any customer that you service. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Ladies Kickin Ass. I'm so incredibly excited to be able to announce that we are going to have a Ladies Kickin Ass membership going live in August. And I am so excited for this to happen because I want to be able to serve you more. I want to be able to help you be able to build that service business of your dreams. And it doesn't matter if you're in the home service industry, whether you're doing hair, whether you have a childcare service, whether you have a dog walking service, whether you are a landscaper, whether you are a housekeeper, anything that you are doing with service, coaching, mentoring, counseling, we're all providing a service. Reviews matter to everyone. The way you set up the business is pretty much the same. The service is delivered differently, but it's pretty much the same. And I want to be able to support you. And I also want to be able to connect you with other badass women that are also making waves in the service industry. that are able to help mentor you. We'll be bringing once a month masterclasses to you. There will be an amazing online community. There will be retreats and events. And I'm so excited to be able to bring that to you to just add more value to your life, get you more involved, find that community of like-minded women that will help grow a business with you. You deserve to have friends that you can talk about your business with. And that's what Ladies Kickin Ass is all about. Business, life, mom, friend, you. We can't forget you. Thanks for tuning in. And I can't wait to chat with you again next week. Thanks for being part of the Ladies Kickin Ass community. Cheers to all you badass women out there. Keep rocking your power, igniting your fire, and making waves in the service industry. If you loved today's episode, please do me a quick favor. Take a screenshot, post it, and tag us at Ladies Kickin Ass. Be sure to include the link to your favorite episode. Your support in spreading the word means the world to us as we aim to empower even more women. Hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more kick-ass episodes. And don't forget, a 5-star review is the ultimate high five. Connect with us on social media. All the links are in the show notes. Thank you for being part of our tribe. Now go kick some serious ass, lady. Hey, ladies, have you ever considered starting your own podcast? Or hell, maybe you already have one, but you're looking for someone awesome to collaborate with, or maybe get some mentorship or some questions answered as to how people are doing certain things on their podcasts? Well, I'd love to introduce you to my friend Joanne Bolt and her incredible new podcast, Her Network. Ladies Kickin Ass is part of this network, and I would love to invite you to come on over, join the party. If you haven't started a podcast yet, great. We'll help you get started. If you have a podcast and you want to make it better, great. Come join the party. If you're looking for guests, collaborations, just how-tos to do anything, or you just really want to be part of an awesome chick clique of women that are doing badass things, come over, join us at the podcast Her Network with my friend Joanne Bolt. Open up the show notes. There is a link in there to get any and all information that you might need about this incredible opportunity.